Hello, fellow fantasy and sci-fi fans. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to another episode of the Sentinel of Zellarin. Today, we have much to do. At least, I have much to do. No recap today, I'll begin straight with Daria's narrative. Because I'm Daria. 3, 2, 1, Tish! Here we go! Slowly, night began to fall. Our weapons, the lionman's scepter sword and my scythe, followed us everywhere. I must tell I must tell you, I haven't seen the sky the whole day. The crowns of the enormous trees grew so thick that they merged, forming a vast green canopy. The only thing that came through was the sun's rays. Little by little they disappeared and darkness greedily conquered the forest. There they were significantly more insects buzzing about and significantly less of what we could see in the dark. The temperature dropped, which was a welcome change. It was rather hot and stuffy during the day, but the weather now became not unlike cool spring night. I had to take a break from being a living scanner for new information and to watch my step or risk falling. The branches were broad enough, but the gloom made me nervous. I was exhausted. I couldn't feel my arms from all this climbing. My legs and feet were also in bad shape. The fingers on my hands and legs hurt badly. We must stop and find a good spot to spend the night. The lionman stopped and looked to the upper branches. There, he pointed. At last, I said to myself. We began climbing and reached the desired branch. Our weapons followed us. This will do. Oh, I'm quite tired. Helvon groaned and stretched on the branch. Then the lionman lay down on the branch and stretched again. I heard his bones crackle. I looked back at my side. The weapon calmly hovered about 3 feet above the branch. I reached out. It quickened to land in my paw. Magic or not, this was so practical. Scythe, isn't it? Art is common. I raised my hand, waving the scythe. Battle scythe, answered the lionman. And yes, they are one of the common weapons. They come in different versions and sizes. The one you hold is from the little ones. Now lay down on the branch and you have to secure yourself with your tail. Saying this, the lionman wrapped his tail around a twig. I obeyed, lay down on the branch and stretched. My bones also crackled. But my tail wasn't nearly as long as the lionman's, and I couldn't reach the branch Helvon had anchored to. The next twig was even further away. I looked at him with a questioning gaze. If you have no good spot to wrap your tail, just stick your tail blade into the tree bark. You can use the claws on your hands for extra support, he advised. I followed his advice and stuck my tail blade into the bark, which was surprisingly easy. The 10-inch bone blade sank entirely into the branch's flesh. I have noticed that zellarian trees were much less dense than Terran ones. That made sense, otherwise they would be nowhere as tall since they would collapse under their own weight. Yeah, that will work, I relaxed. I was safely anchored to the tree. I told you, there is a saying that the Zellarian never falls off a tree while asleep, proclaimed the lionman. I hope this includes me, I added, looking down. I could see only giant leaves. I couldn't determine the exact height at which we were. It was already quite dark. and the ground was covered with a veil of darkness, but it was pretty high. Are you sure it is safe here? I asked. Yes, replied the lionman. Oh, I almost forgot. Tell you battle site defense. Defense, I turned to the magical site. No, tell it battle site defense. Battle site defense, I said to the weapon. The blue diamonds in the handle flashed briefly. Perfect. I'm surprised that the site is listening to you after all this time with me, but it does. And we are now safe through the night? Yes, Hevon replied. Scepter sword, defense. The emerald in his scepter sword flashed briefly. Sweet dreams, wished the lionman, and yawned widely. Sweet dreams, I wished back. Soon, my companion began to snort. God, it was so loud. I had the feeling that everyone or everything in the forest could hear us. The levitating weapons were giving me some comfort though. I looked around. The forest, so vibrant during the day, now was silent, dark, and spooky. Only the enormous trunks of the trees were vaguely visible. I laid my head on the bark, but didn't close my eyes. I raised my hand and let my claws go out. Everything was so real and so unreal and real at the same time. I, I could feel how the claws moved from the inside to the outside. It tickled a little. I retracted them. I could feel that too. The mission to the black hole was supposed to be a bit short of 9 years. We should arrive there in 4 years, explore it for a couple of months, and go back. At least everybody was alive and the ship was intact. I was only 21 when my body was frozen in the cryopod. Only 21. It seemed that instead of arriving at, we went through the damn black hole and appeared in another galaxy. This was insane. And this place, this couldn't be real. I still thought of it as a strange dream. Maybe I still was in the cryopod, dreaming, and the dreams there were different. But I have never heard of such a thing. No one had ever reported dreaming in a cryopod. In my head raged a hurricane of questions. What was I doing here? Where is here? Will I ever return to Earth? Why I am in this body? What is the point of all this? Am I the first person that dreamed in a cryopod? What was I doing here? That's all folks for today. Hope you enjoyed. Please comment, like and subscribe. It's time for me to play Dota 2. Wish me friendly and adequate teammates. Take care. Till next time.